Hello, my name is Brittany and welcome to Family Fridays Paint Night. A few words before we begin. Happy 4th birthday, Family Fridays! It feels like just yesterday we had our first workshop. The time we spent together painting, laughing, and bonding is something I will cherish forever. Aside from this entire year being virtual instruction, I am so thankful and appreciative of those who have painted along with me, kept in touch, and are ready to get back in the studio. Thank you to all those who have found Family Fridays during this virtual stage as well. I hope you are able to attend in person when we reopen in the future. Sadly, we cannot celebrate 4 years together with yummy food and cake, but I hope you can have quality time painting with your loved ones safely at home instead. As tradition, a poem titled A Family Friday's 4th Birthday. Today is extra, 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 extra special because this workshop is turning 4. We'll paint, relax, keep safe, and virtually learn some more. It seemed like just yesterday we celebrated year 3, and now there is so much artwork, all created by you and me. We made 12 new paintings, maybe some messes, promoted family bonding, and had many artistic successes. Today is extra, 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 extra special as we start our journey to year 5. And the best news about Family Fridays is creativity keeps the world alive. Let's take a moment and reflect on what we've been up to this past year. Again, thank you so much for your continued interest and support for this workshop. You can expect a new video every 3rd Friday of the month for the foreseeable future until we can resume classes in person at the Art and Spirituality Center. Speaking of which, there are other classes being held virtually if you are interested in taking any of those. I'll leave the link to our virtual calendar in the description box below. As a reminder, my class was made to promote bonding between family and friends. You do not need to be an artist to enjoy art. My art isn't perfect, so don't think yours needs to be either. To all those participating in this activity, I want you to try your best and don't worry about the outcome. My hope is for you to let go, get lost in the artistic process, and forget about what's currently happening in the world, even just for a little bit. One last thing before we begin. Feel free to pause, rewind, fast forward, mute, or do anything you need in order to follow along with this video. I normally take over 3 hours to complete a painting, even though my class runs about 2.5 hours. For the sake of time and to make a short video, the clips you see of me painting are sped up significantly. Please, by all means, relax and take your time. I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Here is what we will be painting for September of 2021. Disclaimer, this is not my original artwork as I found it somewhere on the internet. I do not take credit for this concept and I wish I could find the original artist to give credit. Think of this as a study of the original artwork. In celebration of our birthday and a tribute to the very first painting we did together, here we have a scene of trees reflecting each other in opposing day and night backgrounds. Feel free to take artistic control, change the colors, make additions or adjustments, or change it up completely. The choice is yours. Alright, let's talk about paint. We'll be using acrylic paint for this activity. You can use the fancier, more expensive paints if you want to. For this project, I'll be using paints you can find at your local craft store or even Walmart that are less than $1. We'll need a few colors: red, orange, yellow, blue, purple, black, and white. We'll need a few brushes today: a large flat brush, a medium flat brush, a medium round brush, and a thin detail brush. Some other materials we will need: something to put under the canvas or canvas board such as a tablecloth or newspaper. You can also use a matte board like this one I've used several times. Of course, you need something to paint on. I personally will be using a canvas board, 12 by 16 specifically. You can use an actual canvas of any size as well. Then we have our paints. You'll need a plate to put the paint on. You can also use a palette if you have one, a water cup to clean your paintbrushes, and lastly, a paper towel or an old towel. I'm using the old towel that I have used for other paintings, as you can see here. Okay, order of operations, how this painting will go. First, we'll do a nice little line so we can separate the day portion from the night portion. Then we will focus on the sun and the moon, then the sky, a transition from yellow, orange, red to a darker red. Similarly, light purple, purple, blue, and then a mystic blue. Next, we will cover up the top portion so we can safely do our stars using a flicking motion. Then we will do the hills and bushes on the midline, and then trace out our trees, making sure it looks the same on the top and the bottom. Nice little reflection. Then lastly, we will add the leaves to the trees. Okay, first before we start painting, I'm going to go ahead and mark the center of the canvas. Nice little horizon line, and that is going to separate the two mini paintings that we're going to do, the night and the day portions. Alright, let's start painting. So I'm going to go ahead and pour out my colors. I'm going to start with just how we're going to layer the colors. So white, yellow, orange, red, and black. Now with my large flat brush, I'm going to start with the center, which is the sun for the daytime and the moon for the nighttime. And then after that, just going again with my yellow, orange, red to a darker red. Basically just going to be making a nice little ombre, like a nice little rainbow here. I did take my time quite a bit on this portion, and I did do a couple of layers just because I could see the white of the canvas underneath. So this took up a little bit of time. It could be very fast for you. I just like blending colors. So go ahead and do this part. Just a nice little range from the yellow, orange, red to the darker red. now that I'm happy with how the day part looks, we're going to go ahead and do the night. So I'm kind of trying to match how thick the gradients are from the top, same with the bottom. You will see that I did take quite a bit of time doing this portion. There's only really 2 colors that we're working with here compared to 4 up top, so purple and blue. So once it gets closer to the moon, I'm going to make it more of a light purple than where the orange would be, the regular purple, where the red would be blue, and then where the darkest portion is up top, I'm going to get like a navy gray blue and then put some nice little white streaks in there to make it look a little bit mystical. So take your time on this. Again, similarly to how it was at the top, this could take you just a couple minutes. It took me quite a bit of time, but again, I just like blending colors. So I will check back in with you when we are ready to do our stars. Alright, so now the rest of the painting is going to fly by pretty quickly. So I'm going to cover up the top part, which is the day, and with my medium flat brush and white paint, I'm just going to water down the white paint, not too watery drippy, but just enough. And then with an upwards flicking motion with my index finger, I'm just going to make a bunch of little stars. Alright, next we're going to work on our horizon line, what separates the day portion from the night portion. So first I'm going to, as best as I can, try to find that original line that we did, and then we're just going to make it a bit thicker. So all of this that we do on the top, we are going to try our best to mirror on the bottom. So the best way I can describe it is what's on this horizon line are a bunch of little hills and mountains and bushes. So these are all just a bunch of circular shapes, little mounds and things like that. So whatever we do to the top, we need to do to the bottom. And right here you can see that my horizon line kind of goes at an upwards slant a little bit. I will fix that, so just try to make it as level as possible. So once we are done with our horizon, we will go ahead and do the trees. Alright, so we are almost done. Right now we are going to be mapping out and spacing our trees and our tree trunks. So keep in mind, whatever we do on top, we need to mirror on the bottom. So I would recommend just doing one thing at a time. So right now I'm just mapping out the big parts of the tree. Can't really see it on the bottom, so I'm going to trace it out with Sharpie just so you can see the reflection. And so I'm just going to map out where I want my second one to go. I'm just going to do 4 trees. You can do as many as you want, but I want to see all of the beautiful colors that we just painted. So now I am tracing out the one on the left, and this one has a low branch and then more on top. You can make this as simple or detailed as you want to, but how I do my branches, I just think of it, it looks like there's a bunch of Y's on there, the letter Y. So one coming out from the main branch or the main trunk, and then you can do little ones everywhere else. So I'm just going to do 4 right now, and then I am going to, with my thin detail brush, make them a little bit thicker and trace them out. Remember to just make it as even as possible because it is a reflection. Okay, so now the very last step is to add all of the leaves to our trees. So with my medium round brush, this brush I am very rough on the bristles. I'm actually just smashing them into the canvas. This is a brush that has been with me for a while, so I didn't really care for it. So I'm getting some black paint and kind of drying it off a little bit to give this a dry brush technique. And I am just stifling it. So or stippling it, stippling. I'm pushing it into the canvas, just dabbing it. There we go. Just dab. And whatever we do to the top, I'm kind of just reflecting at the bottom. So I'm just doing one section at a time. So right now it looks a little sparse, but I'm just going to do one layer, see how it looks, and then fill it in as much as I want to, and then we will be done. And that is it, my friends. Good job if you made it this far and completed the painting. I'm happy with my finished product and I hope you are with yours too. If your painting looks different from mine, that is totally fine. As you know, I miss everyone and I really wish I were with my Family Friday class painting alongside them and having our yearly birthday party. I'm also happy to know that more people have had the chance and opportunity to do art safely at home and on their own time. I hope these videos bring you joy and you were able to relax and not worry about the current events of the world, even just for a little bit. Please stay safe, have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time.